Welcome back to the Daily Doge. This is Dogecoin technical analysis, and one of our subscribers asked for PLTR, which we will also do after Doge. If you have any symbols of any crypto or stock or indexes or anything else that you can chart, let me know in the comments and I will do it either right now or in the next Daily Doge. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're tuning in the replay, let's get some thumbs up on the video. I can't do it without your support, and I appreciate your support as well. It's because of you that I'm making these videos, because people are demanding. Some people want me to do 2 a day. I did a video earlier today. It wasn't a technical analysis. It was going over some of the news and some of the hype, actually. But the video was pretty much a flop. For some reason, the YouTube algorithm didn't show it to anyone. But I thought it was a good video. So check that out and let me know what you think. Do you want to see more videos like that, or do you like the technical analysis only? Alrighty, so I was just finishing up recording my program right before I did this. So I'm freshly up to the speed on this Elliott Wave. And this is Elliott Wave theory. I've been recommending the book Elliott Wave Principle. I didn't write it. It's an older book, but you can apply it to so many different things, and it's pretty fascinating. So right here, let's get right into the technical analysis. We've got 3 waves coming down. This was the top, the correction back on May 8th. There have been 3 waves down, another 3 subwaves up. It was a dud here, that's an X wave, and then 3 waves back down. Now everyone's wondering, was that the bottom down there in my buy zone? And how did I have that buy zone? Check out my old videos. It came down exactly where I was predicting, because that's a line right there, the Fibonacci line. There are people out there just blindly trading off of other people's tweets, and then there are us using Elliott Waves, and it's been pretty good. I mean, it's not 100% foolproof, but dropped right into my buy zone. Everyone else is panicking, and I'm not even breaking a sweat because I predicted this all along. How did I predict it? I'm not magic or psychic. Well, I might be a little bit psychic, because psychic is just from the root word psyche, which means psychology. And my background is in psychology, but anyway, we're not going to talk about you don't have to be psychic to understand Elliott Waves. However, people will think you're psychic because I've been predicting some of these moves accurately, and usually I'm a little early, but so we've got 3 waves coming down. This looks like a W, X, Y, X, Z, and then I think we're starting a new correction. Why do I think that? I think that because of this wave right there. Well, it's already drawn. Let me just make it darker. Let me just make the lines fatter. Okay. This WXY right here. This can't be the end of the correction, because there's only 3 waves coming up. That's more correction. I just did the final modules in my program. It's done, by the way. The few of you that wanted to get in on that before I take it live to the public, make sure to reach out to me in the There's a link at the bottom of the description. So 3 waves going up is not impulsive. So this is not a new bull market. Also, a bull market you could consider is above this white line. We popped above the white line briefly, but we're back under the white line. So we're in a bear market still, definitely. In a bear market, in a bear market. So all the time we're below that white line. You see the line I'm talking about, that moving average? It peaked above it right here to trap people. I think I came out with a video and I said, is it a trap? Because I knew that it probably was a trap. And then we peaked above it just right there again. I think this is the same situation. So we might come up, or that could have been the whole wave. That 1, 2, 3 right there, but that's too small, because if you look at this wave, right here, this is now happening somewhat like that. It's a little bit different of a shape. That's what I think is going on right now. So if it gets done dropping, did it finish finally? Let's zoom in here. Let me delete those circles. Let's zoom in here and see what's going on. Because I've been talking about this for days, and it just was boring, and then it finally dropped out. I had a triangle drawn right there. Like this. And it poked out of the bottom of the triangle. So I deleted the triangle, but I still think we're heading up for the short term only. I'm not a permanent bull that just blindly thinks someone's going to tweet and we're going to make money. I mean, if that's you, I'm poking fun a little bit, but really I'm doing it out of love because I don't want to see you get wiped out. And there is a method to this madness. There's a predictability to nature, predictability to human nature. So that's why I think this is some kind of 1, 2, 3 going down sideways. And then we're going to have this subwave right here going up from there, something like this. Something similar to that is what I'm expecting. But then I don't think it's just going to magically go up forever like the people that I was reading their comments in other videos. Check out that reaction video that I did earlier today. For some reason, the YouTube algorithm wouldn't show it to anyone, probably because it was a weird time for me to go live. I've been going live around 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you have a better time suggestion, let me know in the comments. Also, just leave a comment just to help the video. Or a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. But then after it goes up like this, I think it's going to be going back down somewhere, probably to this might not happen, but also this could go into a completely new correction. This could go into a W, X, Y, X, Z again, kind of like we already had. Okay, so we had a W, X, Y, X, Z here. Now I think this is another X wave, 1, 2, 3. If it goes up like this, from 20 cents, wherever it's at, 21 cents right now, if it goes up to around 34-ish, 33, 34, and then starts a whole new correction that's gonna bore the heck out of everyone. I'm not wishing for this to happen. I'm just saying this is common for, oh, look at that. I have something drawn over here. I don't know when I drew this over here. I think I just drew this in my, I was finishing my course on trading earlier. I think this was from that. So corrections can make double or triple corrections. It's not my fault. It's not Elon's fault. It's not someone on YouTube's fault. This has been going on since the beginning of time, basically. It's predictable. So if this does end up happening, something like that, I would stretch my sell zone up there. But I was just drawing a hypothetical what might happen. Eventually, it will go back up. But people are fooling themselves thinking that it's going to happen when they want it to happen. No, that's not how nature works. Just like an apple tree doesn't pop out an apple when you want one. It pops out an apple when it's time to pop out an apple. So these Elliott waves are natural. And some of it is a law. Thank you for liking whoever did that. I appreciate that. So Elliott waves, some of them are laws. Some of them, it's not a suggestion, it's a law. So some of the principles have to happen a certain way. It never happens another way. And that's why it can give you predictive power. So that you can predict what's going to happen while other people are just waiting for someone to tweet, which is a pathetic strategy. It's not a strategy, really. And some people just signed off when I said that. Well, I'm not making fun of you specifically if you did that. I didn't always know about Elliott waves. I learned about it 5 years ago, and over time, I could start seeing it really clearly. The reason I made some Doge videos to begin with is because I could see the Elliott waves clearly on this bull run on the way up. And the reason I have all these marked off is because I just recorded that module. Otherwise, it's too cluttered and it's driving me crazy. But you don't have to label every single thing. That was just because I was teaching a lesson. So once I learned this and once I could see the waves clearly, then I did some Elliott Wave videos on Dogecoin. Back here, I think, before the 5 waves were done going up. And luckily, there was some juicy profit to be made right there. But me, unlike everyone else, I saw the top happen. In fact, I was a little early and I thought that was the top. So I wasn't just hodling forever, wishing that it's going to magically go up forever. I knew that it was about to be the top or the top. Also from the RSI. And I talk about this in my program and in other live videos that I've been making. So I saw it coming easily. I'm not bragging that I saw that. I think anyone that knows Elliott Waves could have easily saw that. So it's like if I predicted something, and like some people have been commenting really positive stuff in the comments. Someone said I'm the Doge master, and someone else said I'm the Doge guru. I appreciate the kind words, but I'm just interested in the Elliott Waves. I'm not a licensed financial advisor or anything like that. So don't just do something because I did it. I'm just trying to, without any bias, I'm trying to mark the Elliott Waves for you and for myself. And without any bias, and that's can be challenging. Most of the stuff you see online is like hype, 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 and they have no idea the scientific principles that are guiding the universe, including you and me. I'm part of the universe, and so are you. So, we can't pretend like gravity isn't going to happen. And you have to fear and respect the Elliott waves. That's what I've been saying. So this is something that might happen. For the people that are just now tuning in, I'm not sure exactly what pattern this is going to make. That's just a hypothetical right there. But in the short term, I'm expecting this to finish going down. And here was another buy signal for the short term on the RSI right here. See that? And then it went up, but the price action went down. That's what I've been talking about. So that could have been a good entry for someone. And just to be transparent, I did buy a little bit down there. I would have bought a lot more, honestly, if I if I had it. So I'm expecting this to be another short little run up. And then when this happens, I'm probably going to be getting out. Not necessarily all the way out, because I've been talking about laddering in and out. I don't remember if I talked about that just in my course or if that was live. Okay, I've got a comment coming in. Stephen, hey, nice to see you. Stephen asked, since Bitcoin has a strong correlation to alts, do you expect Bitcoin to break down further, which would bring alts such as Doge down further? Great question, and thank you for commenting. Let's get the comments rolling, by the way. I appreciate the interaction during the live. I did a Bitcoin technical analysis, I think, what was that, yesterday or the day before? Maybe you missed that one. So let me show you. I think I might have everything still drawn here from my... All right. So let's zoom out a little bit. Oops. I was trying to drag. So what I think is going on with Bitcoin is a little bit different. I think it's a wave 4 coming down and not on Doge. I think the whole wave is done. So that's a little bit different. It's not exactly on the same. It is maybe right now it's corresponding for the short term, but and yeah, this might correspond. This might take its sweet time. But it looks like my buy zone is above 20K. I know some people really don't want to hear that. But that's what I'm waiting for. And if it goes down around 22, between 23 and 20, I'm going to start laddering in. And the reason I think it's going to stop there and go back up, because I think this is just the wave 4, and I think that was the wave 1. So it can't overlap. So I don't think, if Bitcoin goes below 19,000, if Bitcoin goes below 19,000, then I'm wrong, and I will recount. But if it goes down to 19 or 20-ish and then bounces back up, I will be jumping in. Not with my life savings or anything like that, but that's kind of what I would be looking for personally. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. Trade at your own risk. All right, and there's one more thing people wanted me to look at. Also, if there's any other, Tech Kind said Doge is finished. Do you mean finished like finished going up, or finished as in the correction is finished and it's done going down and it's going to go back up? What do you mean by that? And okay, someone asked me to do PLTR. And if you have something you want me to take a look at, let me know the symbol in the comments. Is that it? Is this PLTR? Okay, it just started. Plantier Technologies, Inc. Well, this looks like, I think someone asked me this before, and I already did this once, but I'll do it again. It's fine. I think that started before the IPO. 1, and then this is 2, 3, 4, 5. So that looks done. And then what do we have here? Is this 5 waves down? Probably not, because I see 3 waves right here. So I think this is more like WXY, and then WXY, and then WXY. That's kind of what that looks like to me, but let me zoom in. This could be 5 waves down. Let me see. These corrections are difficult to trade, so if you're trying to perfectly find the bottom, that is a risky game. Not that I'm against it, I'm just being honest. Okay, so that looks like it was a... Yeah, these look like all subwaves of 3, too. 3, and I'll change the color of this. That's not... this looks like another 3. Obviously that was 3 and that was 3. So is this, wait a second, is this a, oh, was that a WXYXZ? Yes, I think it was. Oops. Clicked something weird. And we're live. All right, so I think what I'm seeing here is W, X, Y, X, Z. And yeah, it might be done. I mean, it might be done going down. Let me check the fib retracement. Oops, that's not it. Do that every time. Let's start at 0. So this might not be exact because I don't know where that wave started. If it did start right there, I mean, it came really close to the 0.786 Fibonacci line right there. That line right here is a common resistance line. So that could have been the bottom. But like I keep saying, corrections are difficult to trade. Don't do it because there could be a double correction. So that could be one correction, and this could be an X, and it could be going into another correction of another. Oops, why is that doing it? Another one of these could happen over here. Obviously, it would look a different shape, but something like this could happen on and on and on. And that's what we see often in corrections. So don't just expect a correction to be done. Let's see if this was 5 waves up. This wave right here. If it is, I don't see it very clearly. Okay, so I'm quiet as I just stare at this wave. I don't see a clear 5 waves up. I think it's a 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Oops. So it's hard to tell though. That's a hard wave to read, but it does not look like a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like I would want it to. So it's hard to say when these corrections are ever going to be done, but that could have been the bottom-ish. You could come back down and beat along that 786 line again. So to be sure it's a new bull market, you would wait until it goes up and retest that previous top before, see this previous top back here? When it goes up above that, comes back down, and then goes up again, you can be sure it's the next wave. But most people won't be that patient. So there are also signs you could, uh-oh, my alerts are going off. All right, let's go back to Doge and see what the alerts are. And there's a crazy storm going on outside the window. I did not mean to do that. Okay. All right, thank you for the comments. Anyone else have any more questions? What was the alert? Breaking down? Get this out of the way. Did any one of you see the video I made earlier where I did the crypto news and I was reading people's comments in another video? Because YouTube really didn't show anyone, but I think it was a pretty good video, and I want to see what some of my viewers think. If I should do more videos like that, or if I should stick to the technical analysis. Do you want to see my comments on the news and my reactions to other Dogecoin videos? Or do you like to keep the hype totally out? Sometimes my viewpoint is not the popular one, but I tell the truth. So that's why people like my channel. Not everyone likes that, though. Some people don't like the truth at all. They want to live in a fantasy world where everything will magically go their way. But that's not how life works. And I've been around the block more than once. And, you know, I used to be idealistic and all that kind of stuff myself. And I've gotten scammed and tricked, and I've started more than 10 businesses and lived in other countries and all kinds of things. So I don't just automatically believe something I see on the internet like a teenager or a delusional person. I follow my own technical analysis based on science and predictable human nature. And I know that that's not really the popular way, but it's the best way. All right, what have we got going on here? We're coming down almost all the way again, but the RSI is still trending up. So will it fall below this line or not? If it falls below this line, I'm going to buy more. Personally, you don't have to do that, but that's just what I'm looking at. If it breaks below this line and makes another wave down, let's see what that would be, what that would mean to me. It would mean that this is wrong if it comes down more. And let's see, 1. There might be one more wave down, because sometimes the 3 waves look like 7 waves. And that was really confusing me at the beginning of this correction. Let's see. Looking at the XYZ. That's what I'm seeing. Now it might be done, and maybe I should be buying it right now instead of talking. But since I have I don't really want to buy more at the moment, personally, unless it really goes down under 20 cents. Then I will buy more when the dust settles. And I've been expecting this shape to happen for a long time. So I'm not surprised whatsoever. Now this wave down right here, if this is going to go down farther, let's just hypothetically say, then this would look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not seeing it. I think it's done, but this wave down looks like 1, 2, 3 already. It could make a 4, 5. If it does that, then this would be more accurately labeled as ABC. Let's see right now, live. We're waiting. Are you going to fall or what? Going to just bounce off my line, or you're going to try to attempt to crash down on it? While we wait to see how far it falls, I can answer some of your questions or reply to your comments. But I'm pretty much done with the part of the video that I was planning. I'll just leave it open to Q&A at this point and see how long we can go for. I could go a half hour longer if people have interesting questions or comments. And the longer I stare at this wave, I might see a pattern emerge. Can you hear the rain outside the window? I can see the microphone picking up on the rain. That's pretty impressive. It's really coming down out there. Thank you for whoever liked it. I appreciate the likes. Thank you. All right, well, I'm going to keep an eye on this chart. I'm going to sign out if no one has any questions, but here's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on. I'm going to be watching if it remains strong in this line and goes back up. If it makes a little 1, 2, 3, and then another wave down, it'll look something like this. That's what it would look like if it happened. I don't know exactly if it's going to fall on that price, but it would be that shape, something like that shape. Something like that. But I already see the 3 waves in, but it's taunting me right now with its. It's trying to drop lower. The RSI is up there, so it's kind of a buy signal for me, but it's looking like it's gonna try to poke down again. Okay, I have an alternate count for those of you that stuck around with me longer. I appreciate you. I see a potential count right here. that this could have been well, see, I think this wave if that was one wave and then this was the second wave, now we could have some kind of other wave coming like that. And it would make a big 1, 2, 3. Let me change the color of this so that makes some kind of sense. I don't like any of those colors. I'll make it white. If it drops down, that would have to be my count, but I still think it was probably something like this, and it was done right there. That is a potential, though, right here with this 1, 2, 3 going sideways. That's another reason why these well, that still looks like 3 waves down. Then this one, let's see, this third wave is in the middle like this. And this one was here. This one in the middle was difficult to mark. I think it was something like that. In hindsight, it's always easier. Now we wait. If it doesn't go up from right where it is, then if it falls down again, wherever it lands, I think it would make a new wave up from there. But I don't see it dropping. It looks like it's holding that spot. I'm not panicking. It's almost back down into my buy zone from way back from weeks ago. All right, well, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Like I mentioned a couple times, I just finished filming my crypto and stock trading course. You can apply Elliott Waves to any stocks, or also you can apply them to indexes as well, or funds. And let me know. I said before that I was going to accept a couple people into the program before I officially launch it to the public, because right now I just have the footage and it's not all fancy up on a, the course itself isn't, the logo and all that kind of stuff isn't done or anything like that, but the actual lessons are done and ready. So I can put a few people in there to test it out for me, and the benefit to you is that I can give you an extremely good deal that you can't pass up. And I'll get it tested out, and you will get an amazing deal. It's a win-win. But I am going to release that officially in the next couple weeks. So stay on the lookout for that. I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of info in there. I I tried to boil everything down and make it as simple as possible so that it's not just really confusing and difficult. I try to make it simple, easy to understand, and not too long each module. But there is a lot packed in there, so if you do want to check it out before everyone else, then just reach out to me. There's a link in the description. Ooh, are we making a new low while I jabber about the program? But what I'm seeing online is that people really seriously need to learn how the market even works. It's sad, actually. It's kind of because other people are just going to take advantage. If you go out into the business or trading world and you don't know what's going on, you could get cleaned out by someone who does. And as I'm not even a whale, so I can't even imagine what they're thinking of it. But even just when I see the comments of what people that are trading Doge, what they're thinking, it's so I can't understand what are they basing their actions on? They're just going for it randomly like a chicken with their head cut off. I see that we might be passing through that line that I drew. Are we crossing through it now? It's still holding up there. So if this comes down in another little wave, I'm personally probably going to nibble a little more, buy a little bit more, because I've been laddering in. So I'm not telling you what to do. Trade at your own risk, especially because I don't think Doge is a long-term asset that you can, hold in your hand like real estate or silver or even luxury watches, even musical instruments. Certain ones, not all of them, but certain ones are collectible and they'll actually go up in value. And you can hold it in your hand. If you're a musician, you can play it. So to me, I'm interested in, if I'm hodling, just blindly hodling stuff, I would more lean towards stuff like, instruments, real estate, precious metals, watches, something that you can actually touch and feel and use. People would argue that you don't really use gold, but you use it to make watches. It's really looking like it's pushing down there. What's happening? That's the reason I'm staying live. I was gonna sign out a couple minutes ago, but now I'm sticking it out because I'm seeing some interesting action coming on. Can I edit the stream while I'm streaming? Let's see. All right. There we go. Ah, there it is. All right, I just had to do something. Did that interrupt the stream at all? Or is it still... Oh, we've got some alerts going off. Doge alert. Is it making a new low? See, now I have too many lines drawn. I'm going to have to delete some of these lines. Move some of these out of the way. Get out of here. Okay, so I'm just moving this. All right, it's didn't make a new low yet, but it's right on the edge. So yeah, maybe it did do a new low just by a sliver. Are we going down for another leg? Come on. Come on, Doge. Come on. Come down. See, when you're buying, you want the price to drop. When you're selling, you want the price to go up. That's the basic psychology that's driving this whole thing, this chart. That's what I keep trying to teach in my videos, is that it's all human psychology. The people that bought are praying that it goes up. The people that are holding are praying that it goes up. And the people that are waiting to buy want it to go down. The people that are shorting want it to go down. It's pretty simple. And that's pretty much all there is to it as far as the chart goes. Looks like we made a little bit of a new low over here. So should have one more leg coming down. That's going to look somewhat similar to this one right here. Should look something like this. Like maybe something like this. But if, well, now it's going back up. So let's hold our horses here. So far, it really didn't change anything for what I've been counting. All right, so it's looking kind of like a buy signal to me, but if it drops any more, that's even more of a buy signal. And for me, you don't have to, again, I keep repeating that as a disclaimer. See this line right here on the RSI? This is the RSI Relative Strength Index indicator. This is trending up. It's going down. By the way, if it's under this line, it's oversold. So for me, that's when I start looking for a chance to buy, when it's under this line. Now I'm looking at the 3-minute chart. Oh, there it went. Oh, there my alerts are going off. Okay, so I have alerts set up on the RSI so that I don't have to be glued to my computer when a buy signal might be happening. So I'll delete that line, but that's what I'm looking for, is that it's slowly going up on these dips. And I think it's going to come down a little more. And so this is going up, right? Up. And this is going down. That, for me, is making a buy signal. However, I do want to warn and say we're in a bear market. We're underneath, see this white line? There are a bunch of colored lines right here. We're underneath this white line almost the whole way down. That's a bear market. There's no way around it. So like people thinking it's magically going to go up are out of their mind. They're idiots almost. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. I'm not saying they're bad people, but like it's in a bear market, so don't live in a fantasy world. I'm just giving you the tough love that you need to trade profitably in the future. So right now looks like a buy opportunity for me, but knowing what I know, I think it's not done going down. I think that's just a 1, and it's gonna, see that white line? It might try to go back up to that white line. The white line is going to come over, it's going to go back up to it, and then make a new wave down, something like that. But that third wave, that Y wave, if this is even the bottom of this, is going to be the same length. So it's going to go back down to like 19 something. If it keeps making that pattern, it could drop down a lot more and then make that pattern, but we're going to see some kind of a 3-wave pattern, or I'll be a monkey's uncle if people still say that. Well, I just said it. See, I just keep seeing 3 waves repeating themselves. Is this one? That one looks like a 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3. So we made a new low. That was those alerts that were going off a minute ago were my buy signal, but I didn't buy because I'm making this video. See what I do for you. Sacrifice. I could buy right now off screen. But I think I'm waiting for it to drop more than this, honestly, because I got some earlier right there on that last dip. So if I'm going to get more, I want it to drop more so that I can get it cheaper. Does that make sense? That's just my thinking, because that's usually not what the bottom looks like. It could be, but I think we're going to see some other wave sideways and then come back down another one. Then the next wave up, I think. Is it going to come down and just kiss the top of my buy zone again? Is it going to go back into is this buy zone still relevant? This buy zone was just an example. I've been buying and selling the whole time on these little swings, but this was just a hypothetical buy zone, and the swing to the top was a huge one up here. But I just set this up as a hypothetical from a long time, from, videos ago. All right. Let me know what you think in the comments. I've got 5 more minutes. I'll answer your questions. if you have any. This is basically what I think is going on right now. And if this drops lower, it doesn't change it much. All it would do is it would bring it down, the Y might be down a little bit farther. Could be it back up at 30 or something like that. So if it ends right around here, we'll move this back up to wherever it ended. This is going to be the subwave. So I'll just delete that for now because it's probably confusing. So I'm just waiting for this wave right here to end. Could come all the way back down to 16 and then go back up to like 29 again. It might do something like that. It wouldn't invalidate my count. So I don't think it'll come all the way back down to that. But if it drops back into my buy zone, then I'm going to I'm going to buy, I guess, although I already buyed outside the buy zone. That was just my buy zone from way back here. My buy zone is pretty much actually right here on the RSI. Not necessarily exactly. I like to wait till it comes and makes that pattern I've been talking about, like right there. And then this is the sell zone. Right there, pretty much. Not exactly again. And the same thing for the sell zone, is that sell zone, is that I wouldn't sell as well, if it's in a bear market, I would want to sell when it blips in there. But I would probably wait till the second or third blip, because I'm trading on the closer time frames. It depends what time frame you're trading on. This same thing applies to any time frame. It's just going to be a little bit, the trade is going to be a little bit different. The longer time frames are going to be more like a swing trade, and the shorter time frames are going to be more like a scalp. Alrighty. That's it for me. I almost sounded like Flanders in there. Oh, oakley dokley. That's it for another. Oh, someone commented as soon as I almost signed off. Infra RG said, don't know if I should just put my money into Ethereum for now. Well, let's look at Ethereum instead of wondering. And you don't have to do whatever I'm going to do. Oh, here we go. Ethereum right there. Let's look at a new chart. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, there's the PLTR I have over here already charted out. Let's look at Ethereum. Lag. Okay. And then, as you can see, I have my trading view broken up into, you can do this on the pro version. I'm not an affiliate for them or anything like that, but I would be, honestly, but I'm not as of now. Full screen on Ethereum. Okay, this is my first time looking at Ethereum recently. So let's look at the weekly chart. Ooh. Doge alerts. So do you see the sell signals I was talking about? On the weekly chart, oh, my Doge alerts are going off. I'm going to have to look back at Doge in a second. The sell alert right there, that was a juicy setup right here. See how it was higher here, and then it went down, but the price down here was here, and then it rocketed up, and the RSI went down. I'm almost going to yell even looking at it, as if it's happening right now. Wow, that was a good signal. That was a good sell signal. Now, if it were me, there's no buy signal yet on the weekly on Ethereum. Now, that's if it were me. I'm not telling you what to do, because then if you lose money and try to sue, I would recommend that you try to learn Elliott Waves so that you don't have to watch other people's analysis. It is good sometimes to get other people's perspective, obviously when you're a beginner, definitely. But eventually, when you can do your own analysis, you won't have to. Okay, so Ethereum, I would wait if it were me. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that was. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, well, in the 1 hour chart, we're in the buy zone. However, in a bear market, which it definitely looks like, I went silent for a second because I'm just staring at this chart. Sometimes I need to, I have really good pattern recognition because I was a visual artist when I was really, really young. So I can recognize patterns really well. That's something that plays to my benefit when I'm looking at these charts. I see the 5 waves up. From here somewhere like this. But it's, I mean, at this point, it's obvious that it's already done. Well, it's obvious to me anyway. We've got overlap going on. See how these are overlapping with this right here? It can't do that if it was still going to go up for now. So it's in a correction, and it's a dangerous time to be buying it as far as the daily chart goes. The 1 hour chart looks like there's a little bit of a buy signal going on, but the reason that's dangerous is because it's in a bear market, so you could get wrecked. What you'd be looking for is if it keeps doing this, something like that, while the price keeps going down. Then there would start to be a buy signal is what I would look for. I would look for this going up and this going down. Okay, so I would wait maybe in Ethereum. If you do get a little, just maybe get 10% of what you want and then ladder in gradually. I have a whole course about this. InfraRG said, do you have a Twitter? I don't use Twitter, actually. I think I do have one, but I don't use it. I've been barely using Instagram. I mostly just have been on YouTube. And dabbling in Patreon a little. All right, so the alerts are going off, as you can probably hear. So let's look back at, getting, okay, I'm in the wrong chart anyway. Okay. All right. Now, remember a few minutes ago, if you were watching, and I was waiting for a better buy setup. Well, my alerts are going off like crazy. So it's happening. What I was waiting for is happening. Waiting for it to drop more and for it to make that pattern where it's not going down on the RSI, but the price is going down. So yeah, that's a buy signal. I don't see a clear 3 waves though. But I might scoop a little bit more off camera. I'm just gonna buy a little bit, but I'm pretty much have a lot more than I even want right now, actually. So but yeah, if that was a buy signal as far as what I usually look at, but that's on the 1 minute chart, so that might not work for other people because then you're going to have to be glued to the computer and then get out up here on the RSI on the 1 minute chart. So you don't want to switch in between time frames during a trade. You want to trade the same time frame in and out. How low can we go? How low can we go? Someone said, or InfraRG made a decent amount of money off of AMC, then put it at Doge at 35 cents and losing a pretty penny. Ooh, crikey. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You should have been watching my... No. It's okay as long as you're not trading with, well, if you're feeling the pain, then that probably means you're trading with more money or currency than you should be. If it goes down and you don't care or you buy more, then it's more likely that you're comfortable with the amount that you're speculating with. So you want to be comfortable. I mean, it's good to get out of your comfort zone. I recommend people to get out of their comfort zone all the time, but there's a difference between getting out of your comfort zone and just making foolish decisions. I recommend taking calculated risks if you're going to take risks. I'm personally okay with taking risks, but some people aren't. And it's the amount of currency that you have at risk that if you have way too much in there and it starts going down and you start freaking out, then you're trading with too much just for your own self. And in my course, I recommend, and in my other, in my coaching, I recommend know thyself. It's the better you know yourself is always going to be better. The more you know yourself, you're going to have an edge more than the other people trading. So I just saw something here. If that was the one wave down and this is the next one, that might have been the bottom of that. I was waiting for it to go a little bit more down, but if this is the 1, 2, 3 at the very end right there that we're seeing, if this was 1, 2, 3, and then a small 1, 2, 3 up right there, and then this is the next one. But I'm expecting this to come down a little bit more. but it might not. If it goes down to 20, then I'll get a little bit. But I'm pretty loaded up at the moment, to be quite honest. So I will be outside of my comfort zone, and let's see here. Also, you can learn to trust your anxiety. If you're getting anxiety, it's for a good reason. Either you ate something unhealthy, or you're around bad people, or you're around something dangerous, or you're risking too much currency. I mean, I know that's pretty philosophical, that to trust yourself and to know yourself and to listen to your feelings, trust your anxiety. But once you get to know yourself, you'll be a better trader. Definitely. That's what can help give you an edge. Remember, this is all human psychology. This is all psychology, and it's pretty simple. Buy or sell. So try to keep it as simple as possible. I used to overcomplicate things when I was younger, but I try to make it as simple as I can, because most people won't understand it if it's complicated. All right, so let me know if you have any more questions. I'll keep going with the live as long as we've got some interaction going. But yeah, that was usually what I look for as a signal. Is that was down right there, corresponding to this. And this might still be coming down, but it looks like it's turning around. It's going up on the RSI and it's going down on the price. In general, that's my buy signal, but it's dangerous in a bear market when we're underneath that white line. So it's not always perfect, but that's how I've been trading pretty well. So with a combination of RSI and Elliott waves, and once in a while I peek down at the MACD. There was a crossover there, but obviously it wasn't what we were looking for. Okay, someone said, I've been into losses since a month in Doge, and it's been mostly me shorting and then buying again, trying to increase my coins when it gets to $1. That's not too far from what I'm doing, except luckily I did not get into losses because I was reading the Elliott waves. But I'm glad you're laughing and not crying. Thank you for leaving feedback. I appreciate it. I love when we get the conversation going on these live videos. It really makes it interesting rather than me just talking to my screen like the first almost 40 daily Doge videos. Now I'm doing them live and it's much better, thanks to your comments. But for the first almost hour, no one commented. So I appreciate the commenters. And I've been going live a lot, so you can hit the bell icon when you subscribe. That way it should notify you when I go live. However, that's up to YouTube. Sometimes they don't notify anyone when I'm live. So if they will graciously notify at least my subscribers, it would be great. Ketan said, no, seriously, more people should be watching this. Thank you, I appreciate that. Obviously, I think so as well, but I'm biased. From what I saw in my last video, I did like a reaction video where I read some of the news on Doge, and I did that today. Actually, it was a video around noon today. So after we're done live here, definitely go check that out and see what you think, because yeah, Infra RG said people want to see a face cam and get clickbait titles. That's how you'll get views. Yes, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I tried today a face cam video about Doge news instead of technical analysis, and I kind of did a clickbait title-ish, although it wasn't false. It was actually legit title. Thank you so much for whoever's been liking also. A few likes came in when I wasn't looking, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I got to work on my titles, definitely. In fact, I could probably hire someone just to fix all my titles. It would probably get me a big result, because yeah, I'm not the clickbaitiest of titles. But thank you guys for all watching anyway, even though we've got some viewers rolling in, so maybe the algorithm is finally, we're approved. I think after people comment like 5 or 10 comments in the live chat, well, I'll comment one that just says comment. I think once we've got a bunch of comments rolling in, that YouTube finally decides to grace me with showing people my video. So I think now that I've been live an hour and a half, we've finally got the views rolling in. So I think YouTube has finally put my video up there. Yay. So thank you to everyone that was watching earlier when they weren't throwing us a bone at all. All right, so let's take a look into Doge again before we sign out. If you have any more questions, let me know now. I'll give you a couple more minutes if you have specific questions. And then I will announce to all the people that just tuned in, I have a ton of Doge videos recently, for one. And I just finished earlier today, right before going live, I finished my crypto and stock trading course. I finished filming it. So I'm taking a couple people, I'm going to give a really cheap deal for the first couple people just to test it out for me, so that I can get some feedback, like should I add anything, more modules, or is there anything that confused you and stuff like that. So if anyone wants to be the guinea pig and test out my trading program for a discount before I officially launch it to the public, then let me know either in the comments or get a hold of me. Well, either way, reach out to me. There's a link at the bottom of the description, because I'm gonna be releasing that for full price in the next couple weeks or so. But right now there's an opportunity to just get in for, I'll give it a really good deal on it. And just because I need 5 people to test it out, that way I can finish it. That's how I did my other program. I have a health program that I did about 2 years ago that's been great, but I don't usually talk about health in my Doge technical analysis, because it just doesn't fit the topic. So although to me it definitely fits a topic. Infra RG asked, is it beginner friendly? It is specifically for beginners, so yes. In fact, if you're an experienced trader, you might like it, but it's pretty much for beginners, I think. But that's, again, I'll have to get some feedback for the first few test people. to see if it's too easy, too difficult. I think it's right on. The modules are only like 15, 20. The longest one was 30 minutes. The shortest one was 12. And I try to make it as simple as possible so that you can actually test it out and see if you can get the result yourself. But I also recommend using a paper trading account, especially while you're learning, instead of using your hard-earned cash for speculation. But I think most of the people watching are already in, so that's only for people that didn't get in the game yet. All right, that's pretty much it for me for today. Any more questions? Let me know now. Wow, really doing some long live videos. The longest live I ever did was almost 4.5 hours. It was a health Q&A. It's still up too. Okay, Ketan asked, do you think it's possible for someone to have the same amount of influence like Elon did a few months back in Doge, or any coin for that matter? Well, I'm not getting sucked into that whole hype about Elon personally. What's more important in technical analysis, and I talked about this a lot in my video earlier today, so definitely check that video out. And I kind of did a rant, not really a rant, it was pretty kind. It was very kind, actually. I could have been a lot more harsh. It was a very kind, friendly rant about how this Elon and influence and all that kind of thing is going on. I don't think anyone needs to care about that. Why? The reason why is because if Elon or anyone else really has that much influence, then it will show up in the chart. It will show up here, as in, this is what I was doing, as in people like you and me. Remember that all the people trading Doge are human beings. So we can't get away from human psychology. I did a whole thing about this the other day live with a bunch of smiley faces. So remember, the other people trading are people like me and you. Elon, the only way, well, the way Elon would have the most influence is if he has a giant percentage of the market share of the Doge on the market. I think most people think he does. I don't know if you can tell for sure how much an individual person has. I've seen people talking about that. Does anyone know actually how many Doge Elon has? Or do they just assume, since he's a billionaire, that he has a lot? So I think no one really knows what's going on, except for pretty much the people that have experience trading. And what's going on is human psychology is going on. Now, the whole thing about Elliott Waves, which are what I'm doing my analysis mostly with Elliott Waves and some other, I am using the RSI and I am using the MACD. I am using the moving averages a little bit, but it's mostly Elliott Waves and RSI. And that I'm trying to keep it really simple to make it easy on myself, so that, you know, if a good trade signal is coming, I'm not sitting there looking at a million different things. I've got a couple things to look at, and then keep in mind that we're in a bear market, so it's extra dangerous to trade, unless you're shorting. But mostly I think it's over-exaggerated what people are talking about, like someone tweeted this or someone tweeted that. Doesn't matter. All that matters is the money. Show me the freaking money. You know, show me the money. Show me the money. So the price is all that matters. Kitan asked, is there a tutorial video of yours about Elliott Waves? Yes. There are more than one in my program and for free on my channel already. So I have a bunch of playlists. You can look in the description of this video, or you can just look at my channel homepage. And I have some playlists listed in the a bunch of, that's not all the playlists I have. I actually have more than that, but there's a bunch in the video description, and all my playlists should be on my channel. And then I have a couple different playlists about crypto or speculating or investing, and there should be a video in there, at least one, called How to Trade Elliott Waves or something like that. Actually, let me look at it right now and see what see right here. Crypto Technical Analysis playlist. I usually put a link also in the comments, which I could do right now. So here's a link. Here's a link to the crypto playlist in the comments right now, and then let's see if it's in there. I have one on corrections, and I think the one that says, I talked about it in several videos, actually. So there's another one called Correction Psychology. The one I think I explained it the most in the free videos is, there's two back-to-back. One of them says corrections, triangles, flats, and one of them says Dogecoin over $1.50. I think that might have been the ones. But I did talk about Elliott Wave in every single video, at least to some degree. So if I didn't give the whole spiel, then... Yeah, actually, let me know which one you find it in so that I can title them better. All right, zooming back in on Doge, it looks like we're either in the wave 2 of this final wave coming down, or it's done. It's either going to be like this, go back down, something like this, or it's finished right here. And we'll know pretty soon, because this is the 1 minute chart. This wave came down today at noon, started coming down. So it's been about 7 hours. So it's going to go up a little more, and this might be done by, the middle of the night or early morning, or it's already done. Because that could have been a 1, 2, 3 like this. It's just, that looks more like a subwave to me than the whole wave. So I think that wave was like this. And this could either come down more. Do you understand how the waves repeat inside each other? I'll change the color. So these waves repeat on a large scale and a small scale. And they're fractals. They repeat a lot of the same patterns over and over again. So that's why it's easy to predict sometimes. Anyway, whatever happens in the next day, let me take a screenshot really quick. Whatever happens in the next day or so is going to be I think the end of this sideways wave is what I'm expecting. And then I think it'll have another wave up, similar to the size of this wave right here. It'll either be, exactly the same length or 1.68 longer. But I think it would be around the same length, going somewhere up around 30 or maybe higher, depending on if it's already over. If it's already over, then and I'm repeating myself. I said all this in the beginning of the video, but some of you just tuned in, I think. Somewhere to right here, somewhere to around between 30 and 34. It looks like it will land, depending on where this current monstrosity of a sideways action. This sideways action is brutal. It's not just you being confused, it's everyone. Even for people reading Elliott Waves, the corrections are difficult. So it's often advised to not trade in the correction. But a lot of people were already trading, so now they're trying to recover. And that's a different story. But for the time being, that looked like a good buy signal on the RSI. If it goes down again and the RSI does something like this and goes up even more, or if this price comes down here and it's still below this, like below this one, which was right about here, that's the signal that I would be personally looking for. All right? Does that make sense? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Wow, we had 99 playback. 99 people watched while I was live. I think that might be a new record for me, to have 99 people watch while I'm live. They weren't all there at the same time. Well, there it was, 100. Yay! The 100th person just tuned in. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. And thank you whoever just gave it a like. I appreciate that. Thank you everyone for watching. My channel just got monetized yesterday. So I am so excited right now. That's why I'm making so many videos. And I'll probably barely make any money off of the ads this month. We'll see, but I plan on making, I have a video scheduled to come out tomorrow about being monetized. It's not going to be about Doge, but don't worry, I'll be back with more daily Doges, probably on Sunday. And tomorrow there's a video coming out with the monetized. Let me know what you think of that one. It's a little bit of a different format, but it's exciting to finally, I put so many years into this channel before I really knew how it worked, which is kind of like the people putting money into the market and not understanding Elliott Waves. But once you understand that there's some predictability to it, same thing with YouTube videos. You know, the better my title, the better my thumbnail. I could definitely do better thumbnails and I could definitely do better titles. So if my channel if it makes any money at all, then I will hire some people to help out. But anyway, I'll be back with the Daily Doge in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. Catan and InfraRG and TechKind, Steven, everyone else watching. Thanks again. Have an amazing day on purpose, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to hit the bell icon because I've been going live. Almost every video has been live recently, and then it will notify you right when I go live. And then you can comment right away. If you do come see me again in another live, make sure to comment right when you tune in because it really helps out with the algorithm. I know that they're throttling my videos down when nobody comments. So thank you especially to the people commenting. It really does help. And I can't do that, I can't do that myself. All I can do is do the video. All right, thanks again. I'm signing off. For the people just tuning in, catch me in the next live video. I'll be live again Sunday, if not before then. Have an amazing day on purpose. Peace.